You allowing yourself to rest, be in pleasure, and to receive is spiritual. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk about resting. I mainly want to talk about receiving and how it's spiritual. I think I've done videos on this, and it's something I'm going to continue to do videos on, how allowing yourself to receive is spiritual. I know that for a long time, especially in certain demographics, especially with some women, we've been in survival mode. We've been in, I have to survive, I have to pay my own way, I have to earn, struggle, love, all of the things. And I want to do this video if you're in a mindset of, I have to work really hard, I have to earn my keep, I have all these things. I want to make this video as permission for you, if you need it, because you really don't need it, girlfriend, to allow yourself to be in pleasure, play, and all the things. It's really important, I think, for especially some women, women of color, women that grew up a certain way, women that is inundated with certain things on social media, in their families, or anything like that. I want to make this video for you as permission that you are allowed to rest. You are allowed to relax. You are allowed to receive fully from life. And life, we talk about in Manifest It Like a Woman, life is the masculine aspect of ourselves. And so whatever masculine energy is in your reality, in your material world, allow yourself to receive from him. I really want to make this video because it is spiritual. This is Know Thyself. And I want to talk about what it means to know thyself, what it means on a spiritual level to be in your feminine energy, allow yourself to receive and relax and all the things. So I was watching a video and they said it so beautiful, and I thought it was really just beautiful. So I say on this channel, truth is love. Truth is perfect love. This is an alignment. Perfect love is alignment, and truth is love. And what does it mean to know thyself as perfect love? So in order for us to know thyself as perfect love, that means we know thyself by loving and being loved. That's to know thyself as perfect love. And so loving and by being loved. So I wanted to share that. I also want to talk about, so in my last video, I shared a short story of feminine and masculine energy about the sun and earth, our solar system. And I want to break that down because I think if I break down that short story, I think it will shed light on this knowing thyself as perfect love. And so another thing that I also say, especially when it comes to Manifest It Like a Woman, we talk about the different journeys between a man and a woman, right? For men, their spiritual journey is to release of ego, release of themselves, become selfless. When it comes to the spiritual journey for women, is to become full of self, get a sense of self, step into self. We see it in what, I should know this girl's name by now. She wrote Eat, Pray, Love, but she calls it the profane masculine and the profane feminine. And so we look at these different dynamics when it comes to masculine and feminine. Oftentimes, men are very egotistical. They are self-centered oftentimes, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, but they are more full of ego. And that shows up as, they say, what, 70, 80% of men cheat. And they have these different ways about themselves. And let's be real, cheating is, I'm putting myself first. I am being selfish right now. I am not thinking about my family or my partner or my lover or anything like that. I'm thinking about myself in this moment. And not just with that specifically, but oftentimes we see it in those ways, right? We see that manifested in those ways. Now, with women, oftentimes when it comes to not being full of self, not having a sense of self, it is because women feel unworthy. They don't feel worthy or deserving and these kind of things. And this shows up in relationships as not having boundaries, not having standards, putting up with things and things that you shouldn't be putting up with, and not really having that true sense of self. And so the spiritual journey looks different between a man and a woman. Men are to become more sacrificial, release of ego, to release of themselves. And for women is to step into self, to become full of self, to have more boundaries, to have more standards, to have a backbone, these kind of things. And so those are the two different spiritual journeys between a man and a woman. And so when I wrote that short story about feminine and masculine energy, it was this kind of metaphor. And I don't know if it's truly a metaphor, but it's a metaphor because if we think of the masculine energy as the sun of our solar system, I'll just break it down. I'll read what I wrote and break it down because I think that it will illuminate. I don't ever know how to, the difference between those. But I think it's going to break it down because I think it's going to break it down. I got to find my email to myself. Go to sent, right? I only send stuff to myself. Wait. Let's break it down. So initially we start with the main character or one of the characters, which is the sun. And the sun, being the center of the solar system, controlled the orbit, was in control, and just thought how wonderful and amazing he was in controlling the planets and having the planets dance around him. He thought he was the center. And then he encountered Earth, Gaia, and he witnessed her. And through this witnessing and meditation of Gaia, the Earth, he saw this transformative, dynamic energy that was just mesmerizing and beautiful and just incredible. And in this meditation and witnessing of her, he awoke. He had his awakening and realized that he was not the center. And so this is the releasing of yourself, right? And Gaia also awoke too, because they realized that before this beautiful dance of the orbits of the planets circling the sun, that before all of that was the stillness in which all potential existed. And they were both within that, the embrace of the feminine. And so the sun releases himself and allows himself to be enveloped by the feminine. And then she realizes that she is more than just Earth orbiting the sun. She realizes she is everything. And this is the awakening. She realizes she is every fool, that she is not just being witnessed by the sun and dancing around the sun and having this sun as the center and I'm just dancing around the sun. She realizes that she is everything. This is her coming into the sense of self, becoming full of self, and him releasing back into the embrace of the feminine. Because if we think about it truly, we think about our solar system with the sun being the center, but it truly is a part of the Milky Way galaxy. And at the center of our galaxy is a supermassive black hole. And that is the center. We are a part of the Milky Way galaxy. And so thinking that we are the center and that how wonderful and great I am, you realize, oh, I'm not the center. It's all about perspective here. And so when you realize these things, your perspective changes and you grow in consciousness when your perspective is widened, right? When your perspective is more expansive, that's when you grow. So I really wanted to share that, is that we learn about ourselves in this contrast. We learn about ourselves through this dance. But it's know thyself, and we know thyself by loving and being loved. And part of that being loved is the ability to receive love. And how does masculine give love? So if we're unable to receive love, we are not knowing thyself. And oftentimes, if we cannot receive, it's a pride thing. It is this, I got to protect myself. This is us allowing ourselves to be loved. Love is not survival. Love is not this, I got to take care of myself. It is not survival. It's not fear. It is not this lack type of thing. That's not love. Love is expansive. And how do we get to expansion? How do we grow in consciousness? We have to change our perspective. If we realize that as a solar system, the sun might be the center, but it's a bigger part of the Milky Way galaxy, which the center is a black hole. And the black hole orchestrates the evolution of the whole galaxy. And so we look at these things. I hope this is not all over the place, but it truly is about perspective and allowing. Can I allow myself? Can I know thyself from loving and being loved? Can I allow myself to be loved? So that's all for this video. Just wanted to share. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is stepping into self. This is being full of self. This is being seen and heard and allowing that masculine aspect of yourself to fulfill you. Allowing life to fill you up. This means receiving. This means relaxing. This means resting and being in pleasure. All the things. So anyways, you guys, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give it a thumbs up and I will check you in the next one. Peace.